Hey guys, Steve Grant. I hope you're doing really well. I am a gym owner myself in Sydney. This is my second gym. Been doing fitness for about 23 years now, and gym ownership for like the last 12 or 13 years. I'm the admin for the Gym Owners Network Facebook group. And I'm also a director of Gym Hub, which helps other gyms with sales, marketing, and teams. Today's training is a free one. It's short and sharp, and the topic is 10 surefire ways to increase your gym profit without adding new members. And the reason for today's training is like all of our training inside of Gym Hub, my goal is always to give away better quality free content than my competitors and the other sort of jokers out there in the industry will do as their paid programs. So I want to add as much value as I can today, and I hope you get a lot from it. Now, for those of you who are interested, I'm going to share on screen today a document which is sort of lists the 10 different ways that you can increase your profit without adding more members. If you want the document, you can go into the chat and actually write a cheat sheet, and I'll be sure to DM you a PDF with the notes from today's session if you don't have a pen and you can't sort of scribble it all down. Let me see if I can share my screen with you, and we'll get stuck into it. So up the top there in the blue, you probably can't read my handwriting because it's that of a doctor. It's very hard to read. But I talk about the 3 profit dials a lot with the gyms that we mentor. It is easy to get distracted. Sometimes you get to work and you think that there's 1,000 things that you can actually be working on to improve your fitness business. But in reality, there's only really 3 dials to turn. If you want to increase your profit in your gym, you either increase your members, number 1. Number 2, you increase their average spend per week. Or number 3, you're increasing their length of stay. Now, nothing else that you actually do will increase the profit in your business. So if you understand that they're the 3 dials, your goal is to actually spend time working inside of those parameters, and that's where you're going to get the best response. The reason for today's video, I see so much rubbish online, so many videos like on YouTube, so many ads on Instagram, and most of them are from like marketing agencies trying to sell you more lead generation. And the reason there's such a big focus on getting new members is because that's the only product these agencies sell. So if they, were to start talking about retention, or you had a belief that maybe you could make money from focusing on something else, then obviously they're out of customers and they're not making any money anymore. But I would have you believe that as I've just listed in the 3 dials there are other factors that make a big difference other than just chasing your tail and competing ferociously with all the gyms around you for more members at all times. So what we're talking about today is actually number 2. It's not something you're going to see promoted online a lot because it wouldn't sell you an agency fee or something like that from these companies. But as a gym owner, I've seen these ways really, really help for number 2, which is to increase your average member spend per week. So if you're a 24-hour gym and the average member spends $20 per week, and you can increase that up to $22 or $23, although it seems like a very little amount, it actually makes a huge difference to your profit at the end of the year. Likewise, if you're a group training gym and you raise it from $150 a month to $200 a month, it's gonna make a big difference. So without further ado, let's dive in and let me show you 10 ways that you can actually increase your average member spend, which means more profit for you and your business. More importantly, without trying to chase down and sell to new members. So number 1 talks about premium memberships. So one of the best ways to get people to spend more in your gym is give them the option of doing so. So there's an example there in number 1 on the document that talks about, group training gyms that might offer, 2 sessions a week or something like that. But if they have that sort of A-B option with 2 sessions a week and then next to it like an unlimited option, there's obviously the ability for people to be spending more to pay for that unlimited. The other example you sort of see here, I'll change my pen color. If you're like a 24-hour gym, a lot of 24-hour gyms will have like a premium or a plus or a rewards program or something like that. And instead of paying $20 a week, they pay $26, and they can access premium classes like Reformer Pilates, or they can access the infrared saunas or the water massage beds or the online workouts. So premium memberships, it doesn't mean you have to move all your memberships to premium, but if you've got like one sort of entry-level membership, it makes only sense to give people choice. And if you have that premium membership sitting next to it, there's always a percentage of people that will actually pay for it. Number 2 is reoccurring billing. In Australia, we call it direct debit. I think in the States, it's more commonly referred to as reoccurring billing, but this makes a big difference. So the data from MindBody, like the world's biggest CRM, said that 12 to 15% more money is collected from someone that's on reoccurring billing versus those people who are coming in and training at your facility that are buying packs or who are actually like prepaying for a membership. And the reason for this is that the people with the prepaid memberships are actually like training for, 2 months, and then they take like 3 weeks off and they don't do anything. Or they train again for another little period and then they take a holiday, or they sort of lose a bit of momentum. So when you get to the end of the year, instead of paying for and actually training for 52 weeks, they're actually only training for, 40 weeks or something like that. So if you can switch more of your members over to reoccurring billing, you will make more profit. The other important example I want to make with reoccurring billing is it matters how you actually do this. So there's an example here in the little square on the right-hand side. If you're charging monthly, let's say it's $80 a month for gym membership, and you do 12 months of billing, you're going to make $960 of revenue that year. If, however, you charge someone $40 for 2 weeks of training and you charge them to like 26 times in the year to do that, you're actually going to make $1,040. So it's really important to understand if you're doing reoccurring billing, you want to do it every 2 weeks or every week. They work out the same. You don't want to be charging monthly. Otherwise, you're actually getting less revenue coming in than the gym across the road that's doing it every week or every 2 weeks. I hope that one makes sense. Now, number 3, an easy way to increase your gym profit each year without needing more members is showing a shorter and a longer duration membership. So what we know is statistics from IHRSA last year said that people that sign memberships on average stay longer from those that just have no commitment and are going sort of week to week or month by month. So what they sort of showed that is if someone commits to 3 months, they generally stay on average about 4 months. If someone signs up for 6 months, they generally stay on average for about 8 months. If someone signs up for 12 months, they generally stay on average for about 15 to 18 months. So that's from like thousands and thousands of gyms sharing their data. And I guess why that becomes important is that if you can actually give people the choice of going month by month, you're never going to lose a sale. But if you can actually get more of them to commit to a mini term of 3 months, 6 months or something like that, you are actually going to have people staying longer. And therefore, without signing anyone new up, you're actually making more money and more revenue from the people that come through the door. So make sure you've always got a longer term option in terms of your membership duration. If you look at the little drawing on screen, so let's say you've got a group training gym. You might have an A-B option, like the A option is flexi and then the B option is results. You always want to put the longer term program on the right because in English we read left to right. And I guess you want to sort of name the program something that relates to the result that they're actually after. Are they looking just for flexibility to sort of pop in, or are they looking for results? So you might name it something that you find inspiring or you think your members want. But a group training model might have like a 3-month program on the left and then a 6-month program on the right. And what we know from all the data is that if you have that longer program, some people are actually going to take the 6-month option and you will be billing more at the end of the year because of that. Let's say you've got like a 24-hour gym. Most 24-hour gyms will have a month-by-month option. But what's really important is you put down there like a 12-month option. So you might sort of waive their starting fee, or you might throw in some type of apparel like a hoodie or something like that as a bonus. But again, you're always going to have people staying longer and spending more inside your gym if you give them that longer term option. I imagine most of you guys are doing this. I think I spoke to 2 gyms yesterday that only had a single like month by month option. So it's an easy way to improve. Let's keep moving. Let me just double check. So 10 of these, let's move through them pretty quick. So number 4 is have a startup fee. So my tip in blue here is don't call this an admin fee. You're not charging people because you have to add their information of their billing address and their credit card details. That's not what you're charging for. You're charging for something you give them to help set them up to get results. So one of the things we do at my gym is we actually charge a get started fee. And we actually found a supplier that does these beautiful kind of glass reusable water bottles. It's got like a cork lid. It's got our branding and stuff on it. And we actually give that to our members when they start. So it's really, really good. If you're going to give them like a welcome pack, it's good if you can actually take some money and actually charge some money when they get started to not only cover the cost of your little freebie that you give them, but it might cover the cost of the commission for the sales staff, or it might actually go back into marketing and getting the next person to sort of come back into your gym. So if at the moment you've got, your options around gym memberships, but you're not charging a get started fee, I would encourage you to consider something around that sort of $49 or $97 is 100% acceptable. Where you'll get into trouble is if you charge it and you don't give them anything, or they don't see value in it. Like you might give them like a nutrition consult or a t-shirt, or it's totally up to you what you sort of provide for it. But as long as they see that's in return for helping them get set up and actually get something for it, do not call it an admin fee, or you're going to get resistance there and your sales staff won't be able to charge it. Number 5 is offer a premium option like personal training. You're probably aware of that. The Italian philosopher Pareto, or his economist, actually, he wasn't a philosopher, an economist, came up with the 80-20 rule that states that for many outcomes, 80% of your results come from 20% of your efforts. So you guys would see this in marketing for your gym, for example. 80% of your results come from 20% of the places you actually advertise. 80-20, you'll see that 80% of the traffic in your local area drive down the same 20% of roads, which are the busiest and have all the congestion. This thing applies to so many different areas, but it does apply specifically to fitness industry and small business. It is crazy not to have a premium sort of option inside your gym like personal training. If you have it, people will buy it because they always do. These are the same people that will walk into a restaurant tonight and they'll buy the nicest bottle of wine. They're the same people who, when given a few choices for health insurance, will buy the top premium. So it's not that you're being super salesy, you're simply catering to the demographic that exists in every single population who are interested in getting the top level, who are interested in getting that sort of premium service. So we sell like thousands and thousands of dollars of personal training, or actually over $1 million in personal training revenue per year, by simply making it available to people. And if they have the means to do it, they obviously can do that instead of sort of just gym access. Things like health retreats or fitness retreats are another form of like a premium option that are really popular with people that have the means to do it. You guys are going well. Again, if you want this document that I'm scribbling on, just go into the comments below the video and just write cheat sheet. And what I'll do is I will flick you the PDF to save you sort of trying to scribble down all the notes. So nutrition, I think, is pretty straightforward. Like you and I are in the fitness industry. We understand 70 to 80% of their results going to come from, do they know the right balance of food to sort of put in their mouth? Do they know the timing of it? Are they eating for fat loss or hypertrophy in terms of their calorie consumption? These things make a huge difference. So an easy way to increase the average spend and increase the profit in your gym without chasing more members every single week is consider how do you actually include nutrition as part of a service and make some money from that. So I've had examples where someone's come in who uses like a 24-hour gym membership, but they come in and actually see us 30 minutes a week for nutrition. This is someone with a big sort of weight loss goal that maybe doesn't feel comfortable like exercising in front of everyone just yet. It is an example of a client that I had was Lucas Hanlon, lovely guy, actually lost 70 kilos with us, and he was a shift worker. So he would go into like the local 24-hour gym, he'd go in the middle of the night, and that's when he felt comfortable to do it. But he'd actually come and see us for nutrition guidance and accountability. Other things you can do around nutrition, you sort of see on screen, you can do like a dietary analysis and a food plan. So those things alone you could charge $100 for. If you go to a dietitian, if you go to someone to actually map out and explain, what do I need to be eating to train for my triathlon? What do I need to eat so I can actually get leaner as a vegetarian or whatever it might be? The other one that's sort of more popular at the moment are these ready-to-go meals or takeaway meals. My only tip there that I've written in blue is choose a brand that is not in a supermarket. So if you get, like in Sydney, they have a, I think they're called like Muscle Chef or these types of meals, and they're great. However, companies like Woolworths and Coles, your local supermarkets, will stock them, and they'll stock them with a very small margin. So if you actually stock, let's say you've got a little fridge at reception, you get a box of these things delivered at the start of the week, they last for a couple of weeks there because they're cryovac, and it's fresh there. There's no point doing it if you stock the same brand that they can get sort of cheaper from a local supermarket, but try one of your local brands. You could charge like $15 a meal if it is good food and if it's a brand that they like. Number 7 is offer challenges. So I remember years ago, Bill Phillips wrote a book which was Body for Life, and he essentially brought in the 12-week challenge into the fitness industry. The challenge worked then and it still works now. And a challenge is not only a great way of like charging people for like your existing members for something, but it obviously increases their results. When they get results, they increase their referrals. When they get results, they stay longer. When they get results, you actually get a whole heap of photos and testimonies that you can then use to go and attract the next people in the local area that you might be able to actually help. So I can't stress enough the importance of a challenge. What's important, but is you're not giving them away for free and you're not trying to do them every single month. So I've just written there in blue, make sure they're paid. If you don't do them paid, I find that the results aren't great. Not everyone like sticks to it. So the reason you actually do it isn't just for financial benefits. It's so that you can actually get them to commit. So you need to charge them something or they won't actually stay disciplined and finish the challenge. The other one is if you do a challenge every single week, it sort of gets monotonous and there's no hype around it. There's no, people don't look forward to it. So we do a maximum of 3 challenges per year. We do sort of 2 around body composition and we do 1 around fitness around sort of November. The last couple, I'm sure you guys have sort of tapped into already. Apparel is an easy way to increase the amount of profit in your gym without sort of more members. My suggestion here is try and find a local supplier. Don't go buying sort of huge orders. Make sure you're taking photos of the new hoodies, the singlets, these types of things. And if you've got a reliable supplier, if you only get a limited stock, so you're not sort of left with all the leftovers, if you get some of your staff wearing it, or if you sort of, member of the month gets to wear it, you can actually sell a fair amount of like caps and singlets and hoodies and things like that that's branded for your gym. Part of it's great branding and great exposure. The other part is there's obviously merit in it. When someone runs out of like their clothes and they get like the clothes they train in, they get all sweaty and they get worn out, they've got to go and buy new clothes somewhere. So if you've actually got like a little area inside your reception area where there's just a small range of apparel, you'll find that the convenience factor is so much easier for them just to grab another singlet top to train in, which they like you've chosen because you like them to train in. That's actually far easier than finding time on a Saturday or Sunday to get to the shops and sort of sift through things, get a park at the shops. The last two I want to touch on is supplements. Supplements are a trap for a lot of gyms. The reason for this is if you've got to sort of pay staff to like manage the stock and to learn the difference between all the supplements and play the role of like someone at a retail store that says that, whey protein isolate does this and concentrate does this and this is how creatine works. That's where I think you're going to miss the point here. Where it can work is when you just stick to like their favorite flavors, so like chocolate and vanilla, and you don't get left with all these weird sort of flavored stock that the companies come out with. I also think you need to sort of educate them on the use. So when we've used like companies, we like True Protein at the moment, it's local to us. They give it little freebies and stuff with the orders, like socks and water bottles, which we can pass on to our members when they purchase something. There's protein bars, there's like protein powder. But if we educate them on the benefits of having like a protein shake for recovery, they start to use it more as part of their routine. If we give them examples of a lovely smoothie using that protein, they start to use it more. So I like the idea of supplements. I think most people will like see the benefit and they'll be already using some type of supplement. So again, you're making it more convenient for them than having to get it elsewhere. The importance here, I think, is making sure that you don't have lots of stock going missing in terms of theft. You want to make it available to your staff at like a wholesale rate. So if they're using it and they're talking about it, obviously then your members are more likely to use it and talk about it as well. And to finish off today, the last one I wanted to touch on is the importance of avoiding suspensions or people that actually put their training on pause and their payments on pause over the Christmas period. So what we find is a lot of people take a few days off, or they take the holidays off, Christmas Day and the next day, just because they're off sort of work. However, they're often eating and drinking more than they ever do. They're actually interested. They actually have more time, not less time. In a lot of cases, they're actually interested if they've had a really big sort of Christmas lunch. Often the next day, they'd love to come in and burn off some of the calories before they go and sit down for another social event with friends and family. So my recommendation here is stay open. Even if you do like a skeleton shift or you reduce the number of classes that are on during that period, make sure that you're actually still delivering the service. So you're not encouraging people to stop their payments. Make sure you have like Christmas themes workouts. Make sure you've got SMS and push notifications reminding people that you're back in there after New Year's Eve, and now's the time to sort of, burn off those extra calories had over the sort of silly season. And yeah, if you actually put more focus here, we know that a huge percentage, as in like close to 15%, of your annual revenue can be lost if you allow a massive chunk of your members to pause their payments for sort of 2 weeks over the Christmas period. So it's not possible to stop everyone from doing that, but you can stop a heap of them just by being proactive and having a little bit of attention to that. So there's 10 tips for you. Again, this document is a PDF that I've created. The topic today was 10 ways to increase your gym profit without adding new members. My name's Steve from Gym Hub. And again, as the admin for the Gym Owners Network, I just want to make sure we're giving out lots of good value and helping out any way we can. This is a topic that's really passionate to me. I hate that people are spending too much money on Facebook leads who aren't great quality. I think there's so much money left still on the table with your existing members. And every time you sort of go to war on Facebook with strangers, trying to get that extra more members in the door, that's actually the hardest field. That's the sort of shark-infested waters where there's the most competition. The easiest way to increase your profit is look for something you can do with your existing members. As I said before, there's only 3 profit dials. The one that no one talks about on Instagram, particularly marketing agencies, is that if you increase your average spend, it's one of the easiest ways to increase your profit. So today's focus was all about how do we increase the average spend of the people that already know, like, and trust us. I've given you 10 ways to do that. And the goal, just to be clear, the goal isn't to go away and try and do all 10, or you're going to lose your mind. You'll probably implement a few of them poorly. Instead, I would recommend choose one out of the 10 listed there. Actually strategize how you can implement it properly. At the bottom of the document that I'm sending out, there's also a QR code. If you don't know how to implement one of these, if you're looking for the best ways to come up with a challenge, we just had like 67 people register for our paid challenge at my gym, and there's a way to do it well, and there's a way where people are still giving them away for free and sort of doing it at an expense to themselves. So if any of these strategies sound like a good idea and you're a little bit stuck, be sure to reach out to me and I will give you a hand in doing it. Again, any questions, feel free to reach out in the group. If you are interested in the notes that I've scribbled on today or the PDF, all you need to do is below the video in the chat, just write the word cheat sheet and I will send you the document. I hope you guys are having a great week and I hope you found the video useful. Thank you.